So another roundup is kind of my health situation. Now, I have spoken quite a lot in past videos about how down I was, and actually how it didn't start at the core of me. It started with other people in my family, my son, and his depression, and his very, very dark place. I'm pleased to say that he is much better. He's turned a huge corner, but it's still a long way to go. Yeah, he's happier. He's got a few more things to focus on. He started driving. He's really enjoying it. His driving instructor is now saying, you need to get your theory test in so you can get driving, and we're about to move house. So the sooner he can get driving and the more independent he feels, the better it'll be for him. He still doesn't have a job, so that's the next thing on the agenda, but he's not crying every day, and he's not in his bed every day. He's doing stuff, he's in a band, he's got a creative outlet, and he's got lots to focus on. So this is a great turning point for him, but what happened was in his darkest hour, it made me depressed, and it made me very, very down, and I had a lot of personal things going on with other jobs, and everything became very, very sensitive, and my feelings, my confidence, my paranoia, everything was heightened because I was so upset and so down for my son, that I let all the negatives in. And that, right up until this point in my life, has never happened. I've always been the person that bats every negative bit of energy off with my own positivity, but I didn't have any left. I didn't have any positivity left. And this, I guess, has affected my my work ethic, and lots of things I just didn't have the energy or the willpower or the strength to do or commit to. For example, my studies, and I think in a way going through that dark period of my life has massively helped me to understand my studies a little bit more, my what I want to talk about in my master's degree and everything. And I realised very, very quickly that it was a balancing act. I'd balanced my career very, very carefully around all the things I do and all the people that I want to please and, kind of stay positive for and in with and everything, that when this family problem started, it was like a bowling kind of ball kind of came in and knocked down all the pins, and it's the only way I can describe it. It's like everything that mattered to me at that point was pushed to one side, and that had to become my focus. And slowly you kind of start to rebuild, the pieces that you've knocked down. But for a while, that was my only focus, and it seeped into everything else I did, and it affected my brain, and it affected the way I saw people and thought about opportunities, and started to make me dread things like gigs and standing up on my own, which I'm very fiercely independent. Take on my gear, go to a gig, sing. I know that in my head, this is how I've trained myself to feel, that even if the environment isn't the best environment, or the crowd isn't the best crowd, or technology lets you down or something, I always know I can sing, so that's the easy part. That's going to be the bit that's okay. So in my head, even if I walk into a place, I'm like, oh, this is a bit rubbish, stick on the songs and get singing, and 9 out of 10 times people are like, oh, that's cool, that's refreshing, so I know that I can chill. But I got myself into a situation where I was turning up and starting to get panic attacks, and then I would get panic attacks an hour before a gig, and then I would get them 2 hours before a gig. And then I found myself very, very recently, only a few weeks ago, performing solo at a gig that was rescheduled. It was supposed to be an outdoors event, and they had to call it off due to weather. So they found somewhere else for me to go, and that was great of them because they had a whole room booked for diners, and it was nice to utilise me for them. And I went in, and 2 songs in, and I was on my own, and I could feel my kind of chin wobbling and going, and it started to send a panic attack through me mid-song, and I was really, really, really scared, and I had no one around me, and I started to think, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. Maybe I should stop doing all these kind of things. I'm in bands at the moment as well, which has been really, really great and really helpful, and made me realise how important that team vibe is. But for somebody who's so independent and so fiercely on it and doesn't need anybody to help them type thing, I suddenly felt very, very vulnerable. So my mental health has really gone through the roof. Like, it's just gone through, the problems have gone through the roof, sorry. And it didn't really start with me. It started within my family, and made me realise how important my family are to me. How you carry other people's emotions, how you are affected. So yeah, I'm much better now, but it did push me into making this decision that I needed to step away from doing things on my own so much, give myself some more quality time for the projects and the things that I love, that have people around me, that are a team effort. Now, I've been in a band since sort of like 2003 or something, and we're still together. It's my sister and my best mate Andy. We've been working together for such a long time, and we're still doing something together. Every Thursday we work together, we work on original material and we upload stuff. And that's been a constant source of, teamwork throughout my whole life. So that's not going to go anywhere, but we all relaxed quite a bit recently, there have been babies that have been born, and it's been lovely, and people have settled down, and we haven't gigged as much and all this kind of stuff. So that chilled out a bit, and I feel like in my core, I needed a team. Even though I've always been so on my own, I needed a team. So I've been building up this band, working as a team, combining that with feeling extremely anxious and worried and depressed. It made those solo things that I was so used to almost impossible for me to do. I'm coming out of that phase now. I think I'm rebuilding my confidence. Lots of things have shifted in the last few weeks, and most notably, my son's mental health has improved. So maybe that's what I needed to hear. Maybe that's what I needed to know. I needed to relax for him in order for me to gain back my confidence. So yeah, that's an update on that side of things.